Your eyes did not just deceive you with that beginning clip. That was Grandmaster, -50. Barrier champion, didn't stun him, full health, one-shotted him with this build, okay? Now, if you're a try-hard, sweaty person with Destiny, you tend to be inside the loop with everything that's going on. So you probably already aware of this build and how it works and why it's doing what it's doing. But if you're someone that's like casual, don't know much about Destiny loop and stuff going on inside the community, I'm here to bring some light to you, especially if you're a Warlock main. You're gonna love what I'm finna show you. So right now we have Carl, dummy, on this goddamn screen. And basically, I'm finna show y'all some damage tests a little bit before we get into the build. So with Carl right here, I'm finna throw a Nova Bomb at him, okay? Finna throw a Nova Bomb at him. Look at that health bar down there. Barely moved, right? Barely moved down there. We did 9,925 on Carl right here. Total damage, okay? Total damage. We're gonna reset this damage number. And we're gonna reset Carl. Just remember that little smidget damage that we just did to Carl. And remember that 9,995, right? Just say 10,000, okay? We're just gonna say 10,000. Carl health reset it. Now, watch me do Warlock's Chaos Accelerant grenade while looking down. We're gonna jump up, throw it down. You see that big chunk we just did on Carl health? But look at the damage we just did. We did 5,391. Now you're probably thinking, Alchemist, how is that possible? That's a chunk of health we just did to Carl. The Nova Bomb did more total damage and Carl health barely went anywhere. But we just did 5,000 damage and Carl just took a big chunk. Technically, if I do this a second time, we should equate to the amount of damage we just did with Nova Bomb, which is around 10,000. But you see, it's a big gap inside Carl's health bar. What's going on right now is called chunking, which is a video game term if you're someone that plays video game a lot in multiple different video games. Chunking is basically where the game cannot decipher how much damage you actually did, and the health bar is what actually the amount of damage you're doing. I could have did 1,000 damage and Carl health bar could have been halfway down. That's what chunking is. You did so much damage the game can't keep up and they throw a visual number at you that's not correct, and you basically gotta go based off of what the health bar say on the boss. That's the simpler way term of explaining it without being too, descriptive and going too in depth and making it complicated, okay? So that's what's going on here. Right now, Warlocks have a ability that does chunking damage that is like one-shotting bosses and stuff. That's how I killed that champion, and how y'all see this much damage I'm doing to Carl right here, even though the visual numbers you see pop up on Carl and on this numbers feed right here is incorrect, okay? Now, the world first team that beat Equilibrium on contest mode in the dungeon, they used this strat that some people didn't know about, okay? Now, how do we do this? This is why I'm making this video today, to give y'all a build on how to use and abuse this before Bungie catch wind and find a way to patch this, okay? But before we continue, shout out to today's sponsor, DVN.net. Guardians, I would like to recommend you all a great service the Traveler blessed us with, DVN.net. Here, you can find a team to complete different activities for you, like raids, dungeons, trials, exotics that you don't have, and even power grind. No longer do you have to torture yourself with grind level torture. You can give it to somebody else. You can torture somebody else with it, okay? All the services can be done without account sharing. So no worries about securing your account and having to give away your login information. To order a service like that, all you have to do is talk to an operator in the bottom right corner where it says chat and schedule a self-play appointment with your order. The website has been working for a long time. It has a lot of players, reviews, and payment methods. You can check out everything yourself, and with the promo code AlchemistKirito, you will have a 15% off discount on all services. If you have any further questions, just ask the operator in the bottom right corner. What you waiting for? Get help from DVN.net today. So, first thing you gotta have on, Controversial hold. I got an ornament on, don't worry about that. Controversial hold. Controversial hold make it that charge void grenades return grenade energy on a hit and apply a weaken. This allows you to spam it more often, and it does the weaken effect for you, and you get damage resist while you're doing this. And at the end of this, you're gonna see me inside Mythic -40 mission gameplay at the end of me chunking the boss and stuff and one-shotting them with ease. If y'all know how tanky these enemies are in Grandmaster and Mythic, this just shows how dumb damage this does, okay? So the first thing is Chaos Accelerant on. This allows you to spam the chunky damage, right? And it gives that weakening. This weakening is very important here, okay? Because the next thing you need in this build is 200 grenade. I only have 180. It does more than this, okay? You're gonna chunk regardless, but you want 200 grenade, okay? The next thing you want for this to work is the fragment Echo of Undermining, okay? You're probably like, Alchemist, why are we putting Echo Undermining on if Controversial Hold does weakening already? That's irrelevant. That's why a lot of people didn't notice this spaghetti coding in the game. No one put this fragment on because the exotic itself does weakening. But when you put this fragment on, the spaghetti code in this game somehow, I guess, is stacking the two weakening effects together, and that's why the freaking Super Chaos Accelerant Nova Grenade whatever is doing dumb damage, because the game is misinterpreting the two weakening stacked together. This only works when you have this fragment on with Controversial Hold, and then maybe the game is like tweaking with frame rates with the amount of like grenades coming out of the supernova when you charge it up with Chaos Accelerant, because you gotta have on magnetic grenade for this build to do that spread version, shotgun version of the grenade. And then the third step is basically just you making sure that you jump in the air and look down and throw it, so it happens, so the chunk damage happens consistently. That's all you really have to do. That's all it is. That's all it is to the tech, okay? Now, what can ruin this tech? One, if you're on a past gen console, you cannot use this tech. Your game got to be running at 60 frames per second or higher, okay? So if you don't have a PS5 or a PC, you know, just new gen consoles basically, if you're not 60 frames per second and higher, you cannot do this, okay? Sorry to tell you PS4 players, I'm sorry, you can't use this strat, okay? Abuse it, you can't use it. And then the second thing is, no one can be using a weakening that is higher than 15%. So if someone throw a tether out there or a tractor can or something, it does not work. It will ruin the damage. It will ruin the chunking damage. You will not get that extra damage. You will not do 6 times the extra damage with this build, okay? Or 4 times the damage if you're on PS5. You will not get that extra damage. So if you're trying to use this on bosses with your friends and stuff, make sure your friends are not using tractor cannon and not using a tether. It'll fuck up the whole thing, okay? So that's how you do the chunky damage on Warlocks right now. It's broken. Again, don't know how long it will actually take Bungie to patch this. They may disable the whole exotic in general, but Supernova does this on its own without the exotic. So you just won't be able to spam your grenades, but if you get a friend that can do Song of Flame for you, you can still do this. So I don't know how Bungie gonna handle this and how long it's gonna take. So the build is quite simple: 200 grenade, Controversial Hold, and then the Echo Undermining with a magnetic grenade, okay? The artifact, you know, you can pair the Practice Blade with this. Just put on Singularity Blade. You're going to always have a Devour on. So you can do Weaken with your Singularity Blade. Again, it's 15%, so you're not holding yourself. So you can still take advantage of this with, you know, a Practice Blade build. That's what I did. And have a ball, you know. But in this build, because you're going to be spamming your grenade so much, you can run whatever weapons you want, because your grenade is doing dumb damage. I say this all the time. Warlocks are Bungie favorite class. The rich get richer. Warlocks literally get spoiled in this game. People don't believe it. I promise you, Warlocks is spoiled. The world first team had 3 Warlocks, goddammit. Come on now. Warlocks get spoiled, and Hunters, they always get hold every single time. We can barely do anything in this contest race. But in the fragments and stuff, in the subclass, you put on whatever riff you want, you prefer. You're going to be using Feed the Void, of course. Have Devour on so you can get your grenade back quicker from every kill you get. You're going to have on Chaos Accelerant. That's the only way it works. Charge up your magnetic grenade or spike grenade, void wall grenade stuff. I just say magnetic just to make sure everything stays consistent. That's what you want in this build. And then you want Echo Undermining. And then I recommend Echo Vigilance for survivability. Get a Void Overshield in this build. Echo of Harvest, since you're gonna be getting weakening kills all day, make Aura Power for yourself in Void Breach, and then put on Echo of Persistence to have longer time in your Devourer. You can run like a Void weapon, give you a Void Overshield to have more resistance in this build. I know Praxis Blade already give you Amplified, so you can run like a Void weapon with Praxis Blade that have Repulsor Brace on it and gets you some Void Overshield in this build for survivability. Since Void don't really have damage resist, it just gives you your health back from Devour. But you know, I was able to maneuver with it without that, but you know, more security. And then your mods, you want to run 2 Ashes Acid, you're super back quick because you're going to get grenade kills 24/7, Kinetic Siphon for Praxis Blade to make ores for you, 3 Fire Powers in your arm piece, chest piece, resist mods, lead piece. I got on 2 Kinetic Weapon Surges to make Praxis Blade do more damage by, what is it, 17%. We got Innovation on, pick up Aura Power, gives grenade energy, so we always have uptime on our broken grenade whenever we want. And then class item, we got Reaper, Bomber, and Time Dilation to make Kinetic Surges stay on. Bomber, whenever I use my Rift, I get grenade energy, and then Rift, give me an orb. Okay, that's the full build. Enjoy the short checkpoint I went to on Mythic at the end of this video. Love you guys, appreciate you guys always. Hey, use it until it's, you know, it's gone. Okay, it's in the game. You're not cheating. It's just one of those things on Bungie's game dev end that it's in the game. You know what I'm saying? Love you guys, appreciate you guys always. Until next time, stay up.
Here's the Vex Icora was talking about.
As we've been speaking with the Ionians and moving through their settlement, I've been constructing a theory